Redskins quarterback Alex Smith is out for the 2019 season, at least, that's how the team is viewing his prognosis after he suffered a brutal leg injury in November. According to NFL Network's Rapoport, the Redskins believe Smith will be out for the whole season, recovering still, and they're acting accordingly. So, does that mean they should consider selecting a quarterback in the upcoming NFL draft? Do they have to? Are they out of options? If Smith is out of the picture, although his $20 million will still count toward the team's salary cap in 2019, all the Redskins have is Colt McCoy. So the team's plan for the NFL draft was debated Monday on the Sports Junkies, and the general consensus was the Redskins don't have a choice anymore. I think you have to draft a quarterback. There are some people that say, oh no, best player available. You can't do that, John Paul Flames said on the show. It's irresponsible not to draft one. With Alex Smith likely out for 2019, how do you want the 15 pick in this year's draft? But it seems highly unlikely that top quarterbacks Dwayne Haskins, Ohio State, or Kyler Murray, Oklahoma, will still be available at that point. And that leaves the team looking at the next best passers, like Duke's Daniel Jones, West Virginia's Will Grier, or Missouri's Drew Lock. But the Junkies brought up a good point. What if the Redskins don't love any of the quarterbacks remaining by the time it's their turn to pick? Is it worth using the no. 15 pick on someone you're not crazy about? Maybe they trade up, as Eric Bickel suggested. I always hate this notion that, well, you just have to draft one no matter what Bickel said. This is the year they have to draft one no matter what. They have to get one of the top 4 or 5. They can't roll the dice on somebody that's like ranked 10th. Any move for Washington is risky if the team doesn't love the quarterbacks remaining when at no. 15, especially if one of the top picks isn't available anymore. But trading up, picking from what you have, or even looking at a quarterback in the second round, they're all calculated risks. The Junks may not fully agree on how to go about drafting a quarterback in the first round, but they do agree the Redskins basically have no choice now. More Redskins news. The Redskins face a significant hurdle for 2019 as quarterback Alex Smith will carry a $20 million charge on their salary cap, regardless if he plays a single snap or not. Many fans think the team should have some recourse to get the money off the cap. As a recent report stated, the Redskins are preparing for next season as Smith won't be on the field. Newsflash, that won't happen. There is no NFL bailout coming for Washington to get out of the remaining cash on Smith's contract, either in 2019 or 2020. NFL deals center on guaranteed money, and the definition of guaranteed is that it happens no matter what. Perhaps there are contract mechanisms that could spread out the money, but until the Skins know that Smith definitively will not ever come back from the broken leg sustained last November, don't expect that to happen either. Yes, some veterans will restructure their contracts to add years on the back end of a deal to spread out the guaranteed money. But Smith's situation hardly seems like the type where either party would add years to the back end of his deal. Some fans wonder if the Skins could do a true salary dump trade, similar to what Houston did with Brock Osweiler a few years back. The Texans sent Osweiler and his $16 million salary to Cleveland, but it required throwing in a second-round pick as well. Salary dump trades happen all the time in other sports, but rarely in the NFL. Draft picks are much more important in a league with 53-man rosters, and cap space is more precious. For the Redskins to dump Smith's salary via trade, first they would have to find a willing partner that would have space for his contract the next 2 seasons. That requires a team in an extreme rebuild mode, and it's hard to see a team in that situation. Also, what would the compensation be from Washington? At least a first-round pick, and probably more. When Houston dumped Osweiler, it was only a 1-year deal worth $16 million, and moving that meant giving up a second-rounder. Smith has at least 2 years left and more than $50 million due. There is a nuclear option. The Redskins could cut Smith now, take a massive cap hit this season, and then move on in 2020. Don't expect that though. Redskins team president Bruce Allen told reporters last week at the Senior Bowl that he believes his club is close to competing on a high level in the NFL. Eat $50 million on the cap, and this team won't compete in 2019. In 2018, the Redskins were in first place of the NFC East more than halfway through the year, and FedEx Field still wasn't full. What will the stands look like if the team can't even fill out their roster due to a crazy salary cap hit? Face the facts, Skins fans. A bailout isn't coming. A trade seems highly unlikely. They won't flip the nuclear switch. Smith will likely sit out 2019, and the team and quarterback will reconvene for the 2020 season. More Redskins news. Alex Smith suffered a terrible injury in November when he broke 2 bones in his leg. Leaving the field, many wondered what his recovery timeline would be. A few weeks later, news emerged that Smith had extensive complications from the compound fracture, leading to infections, and his rehab schedule was pushed back significantly. Earlier this month, Smith was spotted at a Wizards game with a significant medical device on his leg, with a number of screws holding the bones in his leg together and trying to force corrective regeneration. Add all of that up, along with plenty of whispers around the Redskins park facility, and few expected that Smith would play quarterback for the Redskins in 2019. On Sunday, a report from NFL Network's Rapoport just about confirmed that the Redskins are planning as if they won't have QB Alex Smith next season. Sources say they believe he'll miss the entire season with his broken leg issues and are acting accordingly. If he's ready, they will be pleasantly surprised. Smith will still count $20 million towards the Redskins' salary cap this season regardless if he plays, and another $21 million for the 2020 season. Colt McCoy is the other QB under contract for Washington in 2019. The report should only accelerate the Redskins' interest in drafting a QB this cycle, whether that's early on or late. Or both. More Redskins news.